Welcome to Lippy's Gaming Rivalers. Today, we're going to highlight some of the most recent news and patch updates for Marvel Rivals. I'll break down the latest changes, chat about what the community's saying, and even point to you where you can check out all the sources and visuals I mentioned. So gear up and get ready to light up the battlefield. Alright, let's kick things off with our first hot topic. The Human Torch. Now, if you've been playing Marvel Rivals, you might remember that before this patch, he was seen as a bit of a situational pick, which really came down to his solo takedown potential as the patch notes detail. This patch is really turning that dynamic around. So what exactly changed? First off, his fire cluster projectiles now travel at 150 meters per second instead of 120. And instead of 12 projectiles, he now fires 14 in a single burst. That might not sound like a massive change, but when you're in the heat of a battle, faster and more abundant firepower means you can hit your target more reliably and cover a larger area. And his ultimate, Supernova, now costs 4,000 energy, up from 3,400. But don't worry. That extra cost is more than made up for by a boost in damage. The activation wave now deals 80 damage instead of 70, and his flame tornado deals 120 damage per second, up from 100. Essentially, these changes mean Human Torch is no longer just an accessory in your lineup. He's stepping up to be a real solo assassin. Skilled players are already using him to isolate and take down opponents in ways that just weren't possible before. This transformation has sparked a ton of discussion on Reddit and TikTok. It's also changing typical team comps for competitive once again in this ever-evolving Marvel Rivals ecosystem. Overall, this upgrade means that the game's meta and team comps are experiencing a switch-up. In Marvel Rivals, teams have typically used formations like the classic 2-2-2 or even a 3-1-2 lineup, where roles are clearly defined. For some time, the triple support meta lineup became relevant because there weren't easy ways to counteract it with the traditional character comps. The triple support meta was specifically targeted in this last update. But now, with the Human Torch packing more of a punch, we're gonna have to see how things play out in the next couple of weeks. For instance, teams are starting to favor more aggressive, mobile composition, especially those featuring flyers as the predominant DPS force on the team. Pairing Human Torch with Storm or Iron Man creates a deadly double flyer duo, capable of shredding unprepared ground teams. This forces opponents to adapt, because if you're not ready for a high-speed aerial assault, your game plan could collapse. Players on X, like over at M Rivals Hub and Reddit, are showcasing how this combo is shaking up the meta. While some worry about aggressive duelists dominating, most are excited about the fresh possibilities. Even at Rivals Assembled is already poking fun at the triple flyer lineup, claiming they've had enough, especially post-Human Torch buff. Across the player base, the reaction to these changes has been wild. On Reddit, mega threads are bursting with posts about how Human Torch's buff is already changing the way matches are played. Players are sharing clips of insane plays where a perfectly timed supernova turns the tide of a fight entirely. Now, we aren't unfamiliar with this being the case with ultimate abilities, but the Human Torch packs a fairly lethal punch, even considering that. X is equally buzzing. Influencers and casual fans alike are tweeting things like Human Torch is on fire and new meta alert. Also on TikTok, there are plenty of quick clips capturing the explosive gameplay moments that'll be coming with the patch. It's clear the community is both excited and ready to experiment with new strategies, making this one of the most talked about updates in a while. Marvel Rivals' latest update shakes up Season 1.5 with key balance tweaks. Human Torch's fire cluster is faster, from 120 meter per second to 150 meters per second, with more shots, 12 to 14. And his supernova hits harder but costs more, 3,400 to 4,000 energy. Iron Man's repulsors now favor mid-range, with lower direct damage, 55 to 40, but stronger AoE. Cloak and Dagger's healing got a boost of +6 on ally hits. These changes set up a more strategic meta heading into Season 2. Now let's take a look at what this means for the pro scene. Recent feedback from players suggests that while average competitive play is buzzing with innovation, the tournament pro meta feels a bit stale, with teams sticking to the same old, uninteresting lineups. In the recent Invitational's 2 professional rounds, traditional setups dominated the field, including the triple support meta, prompting questions about whether pro play can break out these repetitive strategies. That said, even these conventional lineups, there were many instances of strategic finesse, genius counterplays, and rapid transitions that hint at untapped potential. The community's feedback is a clear signal that a more dynamic, innovative approach is desired in the tournament scene, even if everyday competitive play is evolving at its own pace. For a closer look at the current state of play, check out the tournament stream video here. So, what's coming next? The devs aren't stopping here. They've promised regular half-season balance updates to keep the game fresh and ensure the competitive meta continues to evolve. As we head into Season 2, expect more tweaks, not just to hero abilities, but also to team-up mechanics and even map designs. Human Torch's buff is a game changer, but future patches may tweak his synergy for balance. Expect more hero adjustments, lower energy costs for duelists, buffs for underused supports based on real data and community feedback. And that's it for today, Rivalers. This new patch is really shaking things up, from Human Torch's fiery upgrades to the all-meta shifts that are already changing competitive play. Whether you're a casual player or a hardcore competitor, these changes open up new strategies and challenges in every match. I'd love to know what you think. Are you excited about the Human Torch's buff? How will you adjust your team comps with these new changes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more in-depth gaming news and analysis. Thanks for watching, Rivalers. Your support makes every match meaningful. Until next time, I'll see you on the battlefield. If you want to learn more about recent Marvel Rivals news, check out the latest video on screen now and the last round of updates to the game.